Here. Here.
All right.
All right. Excuse me. All right. let's let's talk about this very straightforward plot.
Uh-huh. So happy.
hmm
Hallmark movie.
Oh, all my neighbors know I'm back because they just hear like screaming and sex noises from my
Mm-hmm.
apartment.
And industrial industrial music.
hmm all right. I'm gonna do an intro here. Have you ever thought to yourself, gee, the art world just is not for me. How am I supposed to know all these movements and techniques and symbols? I feel like a big old dummy when I look at a painting and everyone else has so many more thoughts about it than me. Well, I'm here to help, and I'm going to teach you my foolproof method for understanding art of any kind. Step one, ask yourself if you get anything out of it. And if you do, then you're understanding that art. End of my method. Now that one step is kind of complicated because I didn't say you have to enjoy the art to get something out of it. You just have to get something from the art and think about it. It might not be right. It might not be deep. It's just something. So the stage musical Cats, for example, you could just think, wow, these songs are catchy and I like the dancing and I kind of like the stupid outfits. Boom, that's art critique. The 1989 experimental body horror flick Tetsuo the Iron Man? Well, it seems to be about class, industrialization, pollution, and revolution against the complacency of suburbia, but also it's just kind of fucking rad to watch an 80s cyberpunk music video. Just remember that art is something that you hang on your wall. Does it look like a thing you want to hang on your wall? It could be an original Mark Rothko, or it could be a Live, Laugh, Love woodcut from Home Goods. They're both art, and you don't have to explain shit to anyone if you don't want to. When I finished watching Tetsuo the Iron Man last night, I immediately Googled, someone explain Tetsuo the Iron Man to me, and I got not much more than what Wikipedia had already explained. And you know what? I don't need to know because there's plenty to get out of this movie without a plot summary. I mean, there's a man with a drill for a dick. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
What's the most basic piece of art you have in your home?
The most basic. The
Like
most
the closest to the Live, Laugh, Love woodcut
oh damn.
that you could get.
Um I don't know. Do I have basic art?
Oh
I don't know if
no.
I don't think I have any no, I mean, I have a lot of like weirdly enough, I have a couple of stuffed animals that I
Yes.
have collected. That I have like a little stuffy chair.
Uh-huh.
So I have a little stuffed otter
Oh,
and a stuffed mushroom
that's
and
nice.
like a little stuffed cat. So
Oh,
that's pretty basic.
that is pretty basic. I like that. Uh, yeah, I was trying to think. It's funny because like some of the art that I've gotten over the years is stuff that from artists I really liked, go to like an outsider art fair and you're like, "Oh, this painting is really cool." And at the end of the day, I was just hanging one of them up the other day in my new place and was like, "This is just a painting of rabbits."
Hmm.
There's really I just liked it. I
Yeah,
just liked it and it's a
yeah.
painting of rabbits.
That's
The end.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
the
okay.
end. It's totally fine. Don't make me explain it to you. I don't know what
No.
brush strokes are.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just thought it was pretty and it matched the room.
That's it. That's how you know. You're like,
Uh-huh.
I dated an art historian for a brief minute, and we would go to events where there was like a ton of art, and it was really interesting. But eventually, after being overstimulated by like gallery after gallery after gallery, I literally just started breaking it down to pretty or ugly.
Yes.
And you can enjoy ugly art, and you cannot enjoy pretty art. But
hmm
really, it's like, are they trying to make this pretty or are they trying to make this ugly?
Yeah.
What do you think
I
Tetsuo is?
hmm I think it's pretty ugly. Pretty
I think it's
comma ugly.
pretty ugly.
Pretty comma ugly. I was thinking a lot about that because we just got back from a tour yesterday, and so I watched this last night when I got home after 10 days on the road and being a little
Hmm.
brain tired and thinking, oh, I wish we had gotten like Friday the 13th, part 19 or whatever. It's just something real simple to digest. And about halfway through, I just paused it, poured myself another tea, sat back down and was like, you know what? I'm just going to take in whatever happens and try and
Yeah.
watch this like a music video because it kind of is. And I picked up a lot of steam through the
Yeah.
last
Good.
half of the movie.
Now
Uh,
you had not seen this movie before,
no,
correct?
no.
Okay.
I think I was just too panicked about having to write notes and put things down and like
Yeah.
have a take and have a thought process for what everything means because it's one of those movies that looks like things have to mean something. And ultimately, I read a little bit this morning about what the movie means from the director's point of view, and he was like, "I don't know. I was just thinking a lot about chaos, and I like these old sci-fi movies, and
Yeah.
that's kind of it." And
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Okay, great. I feel calmer."
What if just Japanese Nine Inch Nails video?
Yep. Oh dear. So, yeah, it does have kind of a "I want to fuck you like an animal" bit going on
Yeah.
halfway into this
Yeah.
movie. Okay, so I I saw this described as cyberpunk, which I think there's definitely a strong element of that to this. Although I think 21st century cyberpunk has become more of an aesthetic, like a
Sure.
kind of a vibe rather than a movement, it feels like. But it's very punk. Like punk is the key word to all of this movie. It feels dirty and anarchic and nihilistic.
Yeah. 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 What's interesting is it's cyber is the part that's hanging me up, just because
Yeah.
it's more like it's not steampunk. It's not
No.
cyberpunk because cyberpunk to me is like computers,
Yes.
graphics. This is like machinery,
Yeah.
chords, drills, heavy metal.
Yeah. This makes me think of the apocryphal story. I've never looked it up. I say apocryphal, it might be true, but like a musician friend of mine telling me about uh, Black Sabbath coming out of Birmingham, England, and just that really, really industrial town of the mid-century. And when
Yeah.
you hear the heavy clanking of metal all day, that your music starts to resemble it a little bit, that you literally have heavy metal as your musical
Yeah.
genre. And this movie, while not rock and roll, it feels more like it's yeah, it's Nine Inch Nails. Yeah,
It's
closer to
industrial
that.
punk.
Yeah.
Like it is the screeching of metal. It is drills. It is, I mean, I also love what this movie does with soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she starts licking things and they're making the wrong sounds, I love it.
The dubbing in this movie is incredible. Not just the voice dubbing, but
Yeah.
the actual dropping in of Foley is really
Hmm.
because it's funny because there's a couple moments where like an actual sound effect that you would hear in a horror movie happens, and those kind of stand out. Like there's the stabbing. There's a moment
Yeah.
where she stabs him, but he's become so much metal that you hear like a clink of metal hitting metal. And then she stabs him again and finds a place of flesh, and you hear kind of that sound of somebody slicing a cantaloupe or something
Yeah.
too,
Yeah. Yeah.
which sounds like a Friday the 13th sort of traditional horror movie sound that you would hear. But for the most part, this movie is covered up by industrial sound.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sort of avoiding the plot of the film because it's less important, but there does seem to be
Sure.
a plot,
Yeah.
and we have, all right, so here are really three characters,
Hmm.
right? We have the salaryman, as Wikipedia
Yeah.
refers to him as. We have the businessman. I just wrote guy in suit.
So Kafka, the
Yes.
most Kafka-esque, like might as well be called K.
Yep. Yeah. So we have we have what is his name? Samsa, who's the man who woke up as a cockroach.
Gregor Samsa.
Gregor
Yeah.
Samsa. So we've got Gregor Samsa, the salaryman. We've got his girlfriend,
Yeah.
and then we've got basically what seems to be like the unhoused man who lives in the
The sort
industrial
of
park.
father. Yeah.
No,
Or
well,
I think,
there's that guy, but then there's the guy who we
oh,
just meet at the beginning, who's like putting pipes in his leg. So
well, I think he's the metal fetishist.
he's the fetishist. Yes, yes, definitely. Uh, I couldn't tell. He seemed to live in that industrial park. That's why I called him the unhoused
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's the fetishist. He's the
Yes.
one
He's the metal
who's kind of
fetishist.
he's the one who's kind of starting this whole thing.
Yeah. So this movie starts with someone who like we never see his face. Like we see him enter a room and we just see his feet and like metal clank to the ground and he sits down and he just stabs the fuck out of his leg.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Oh, that hurts." But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this rebar
Yep.
and I'm just going to shove this rebar right into my leg. And then a few days go by because that bandage is now soaked in blood.
Yeah.
And he takes it off, and oh no, oh this plan did not. I don't know what he expected the outcome of this plan to be,
Mm-mm.
but I don't think he expected maggots. I suppose.
Yeah, it is very infected, that leg,
Yeah. So
which
he just
makes
starts
sense.
running. Yeah, sure, I would imagine. So he just starts running willy nilly through the streets.
And a car comes around a corner going very fast. And this is so interesting because this car, the timeline of this movie is all over the place.
Yeah,
And so this car kind of comes out of nowhere. There's a lot of like stopping, pausing, rewinding, stopping, pausing, rewinding of scenes. So it's kind of got a videotape edit type of
yes,
feel to it,
yeah,
even though it was shot on film. But they, this car pulls up and kind of like pauses, and the camera kind of goes underneath the car, underneath the front bumper, and kind of there's like a wiring underneath the engine block. And on the wiring is spelled out in metal, New World.
Is that in the engine block? I thought that was in his like little apartment. His machete metal fetishist
It,
room.
it totally could be. I just know that the camera follows the front grille of the car from headlight to
Yes.
headlight and seems to go under it. Now,
Oh,
whether
okay.
that transitions into his apartment, I do not know.
Oh, who knows?
But the other thing I wanted to point out when he's doing the metal insertion into his leg, he's got this shrine made out of like
Yeah,
cables and wires and rebar and scrap. But all
yeah,
through it, there's these cutout, like newspaper cutouts of Olympic runners.
yeah,
So I'm guessing this feels like the Iron Man as a phrase. It evokes the comic book character. It also evokes the Iron Man, like the triathlon or what have
yeah,
you,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the Iron Man sort of. I'm bettering my body. I am improving
You want to
myself.
reach perfection.
Yeah.
If the body is a machine, this guy is looking to become the greatest machine he can possibly be.
hmm True body mod.
Yeah.
So, not really how that works. It made me think of like as a kid, I was like just trying to figure out how to you would just like I don't know. Did you ever do stuff like just grab random ingredients and just throw them together in the kitchen and just be like, what does this taste like?
Sure.
You're like,
Yeah.
that's not how cooking really
No,
works.
no.
You kind
Yeah.
of need to know your ingredients. So we've got we've also in this film got a lot of kind of modern dance, interpretive dance stuff,
Yes.
which of course I love. And this is the director Shinsa Tsukamoto is also comes out of like Tokyo experimental theater scene
Okay.
as well. So that makes total sense that that's kind of what he's doing. In fact, kind of later, I just started referring to the metal fetishist as Skimble Shanks, just because he looks like he's in the cast of Cats.
Yes. Yes. He is Skimbleshanks the railway cat.
uh, so we're getting like spliced edits of this. The man in the business suit, so our salaryman, he's starting to do this kind of like dance dodging with industrial music and machinery and
It's very David Byrne.
yeah, yes.
It's very Talking Heads.
Uh-huh. And he seems to be transforming. It's hard to tell, but this is what gets us to the title card.
Yes.
But later the businessman is shaving and there is something poking out from his cheek.
It's like a little transistor.
It is a little transistor.
You
I
get a
was
little
like, ooh,
transistor pimple.
skin tag, don't shave that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But he touches it and it sort of explodes into blood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's talk about blood here for a second.
Yes.
Blood in black and white looks like oil.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks very black. And I
Yeah.
actually read that this movie was intentionally shot in black and white.
Bless you.
This movie was intentionally shot in black and white just because if it had been in color, no one, the director was like, no one would even finish this movie.
Yeah.
They're like, no
It's
one would be able to watch it.
it's the
So the
Kill Bill
black and
thing. Yeah, where they shot
yeah,
that
like
scene
the
in black and
black and
white.
white tone, like somehow makes it more palatable because it's not so shocking. But it also, I think, is like, I love the square format. I love the black and white because
Mm-hmm.
it is very industrial.
Yeah. I
Like,
think it makes so much more sense that all of this looks like motor oil.
yeah.
I think that is so much clearer to me than if it were blood.
Mhm.
Because I love that the gloopy glop, because this is a body horror film, and we
Yeah.
watched several body horror movies for the show. The Substance is a great example. In fact, we have Monstroso Lizasu
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end
Yeah.
of this movie. Uh, but without seeing the blood and guts and human flesh, it all is kind of fleshy looking,
Sure.
all of that metal, but ultimately you do kind of want to evoke machinery more than
Yeah.
anything. Okay, so businessman, there's an early scene where he's on the phone, and
Mushy
it
mushy.
yeah, and it's
Mushy mushy.
at first because there's no, it doesn't start with any subtitles.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this conversation is. So I initially wrote that he was talking to a child because it's this repeated thing back and forth,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but it is a woman. We'll
Yes.
learn that this is his girlfriend.
It is the woman.
It is the woman, the one woman in this movie who has some. No, there's two women in this movie.
Oh yeah.
We've got the woman at the Q train stop.
Oh yeah. She's my favorite.
I know, and she's so great. She's so great, but this is his girlfriend, and we keep cutting to shots of them fucking in the woods.
Yes.
And she looks ravenous for him, naked and on top of him, and he is still in his suit, and he's kind of staring downward at the camera, looking concerned.
Yeah. It looks kind of like a little forlorn.
Yeah.
And it's very voyeuristic. Like we're watching them in the woods, which again, in a movie all about industrial
Uh-huh.
scenery, because by like we're 6 minutes into this movie and we have seen more wires and pipes and doodads and geegaws than
Mhm.
you could possibly imagine. So this like natural setting, this is so unusual
Yeah.
and it's so sexy.
That's right. Sexy.
Sexy.
The sex in this movie is off the chart. So now what that chart measures, I don't know. So he's on his way to work. He's getting on the train platform. And
Oh no! Wait!
oh, yeah. Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
back to this phone conversation. There
Yeah.
is. I turned on
Oh,
subtitles because
yes.
I was like, okay, I think I know what mushy mushy is like. Hello, it's like saying pronto. You
Yeah.
know. But I was like, oh, I'm not. Oh no, English. Turn the English on for me, please.
It does
And I
switch
did.
to English halfway through this scene.
And she does say, I've been feeling so weird since the accident. I was like, okay, okay. Because you never see the metal fetishist in the beginning of the film. You don't see his face. He's
No.
always turned away from the camera. It's always just his hand, you know, clutching something or, you know, surrounded by metal. You never saw. I was like, is he inside this
Yes.
businessman? Is he a part of this businessman? Is he? And now it took me a while to get, and I think that's on purpose to understand these are two people. These are two different people.
Yes, it took me a while to understand that too. And when he's at the train platform, there's a woman sitting next to him. She kind of sees him sweating profusely, and he's got this
Yeah,
cut on
she
his
moves
face.
the seat over.
Uh-huh. But then she notices like a clump of metal wiring and shit on the ground, and she becomes very curious, and we see this upshot from that wiring.
I
So
love this.
this is the fetishist is able to put these kind of like, it's like a virus that he can put out
Yeah.
into the world and
Yeah.
contage people with it.
Hmm.
And she starts poking at it with a pin, and pretty soon that thing has latched onto her.
Yeah.
It has become her arm, and she is now the Tetsuo, the Iron Woman. I don't know
Yes.
however that works.
Tetsurima.
Yep. And she is sweating profusely, and she is. Oh, first, he doesn't notice right away. The businessman doesn't notice right away, but then he starts hearing what sounds like somebody just playing a rhythm on a washboard, like scritch,
Yeah.
scritch, 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 scritch. And he turns over, and she is like brushing this metal.
She's scratching her. It's itchy.
Yeah.
All transitions are hard.
Yeah.
You know, when you get a metal arm, you just got to scratch it.
Yeah.
But your doctor said don't scratch it.
Yep.
So you get a pen and you're like, okay, fine.
Yep.
Or you slap it.
Well, now we've got full on like zombie chase as she's like,
Hell
"Rawr!"
yeah. Yeah.
Boy, they make everything in this movie look absolutely disgusting. And the bathrooms and whatever
Oh, yeah. Like the
Tokyo
train
Union,
station bathrooms.
Union
I
Square
know.
is bad. Um, yeah, but she gets above him. And also, there's a lot of like cageness to this movie.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
I was talking about whatever the wiring that I thought was below the engine block, but it could have been in his apartment. Again, like even in the toilet stall that he hides in, there's like a chicken wiring above it. So there's this sense of everybody is caged in somehow.
Yeah, like claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Extreme claustrophobia. Like everything in this, like every frame of this film is filled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not a lot of space in this movie.
No.
There's a lot of like not silence, but there's a lot of no dialogue, but it's filled with sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Visually it is filled with stuff.
In the rare moment that the music stops in this movie, or that the sound, or that we get any silence, it is profound. Like you
Yeah.
hear the silence loudly. But oh, here she comes. She's right above him. He's like fighting her off with a pin, stabbing her neck with it. But the last we see, also the other thing, time jumps around, but so does space.
Yeah.
So like she's kicking the shit out of him, and she like lifts him up the wall, and we just see her like scrap metal fist going to his mouth. And the next thing we know, we're like in an automotive garage, like an auto repair shop.
I love it. Like, so there's a lot of work with stop motion
Yes.
in this. And like anytime any character has to travel anywhere else, it's always in stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this really cool, like through the streets of Tokyo, you know. And yeah, so assumably he runs away.
Yeah.
He runs away from her. But it is this like really stylized way of moving. And then she finds him.
Uh-huh.
Like he's like in a garage, and sure enough, she susses him out. But then like it turns into night immediately.
Uh-huh.
Like time and space sort of happen in this movie.
Also, throughout this whole sequence, we're starting to understand that in that wad of scrap metal she saw, we were seeing there's a man that seemed to be inside of it.
Yeah.
Which we will learn later is our metal fetishist Skimbleshanks inside this thing. But we keep cutting back to him, so he seems to like feel her pain as she's attacked. He's controlling her. So he but the businessman apparently manages to kill this woman.
Yes. Which is kind of shocking because you like I was I've seen this movie before, but it is a bit of a fever dream. So I was like, wait, what happens? So when he kills this woman, you're like, oh my God, is this so what is really happening here? Did this woman, this random woman on the train, become filled with metal and turn into a metal zombie? Or is this in his imagination and he's now just like killed a stranger?
Yeah. I wondered that too, and then ultimately I was like, I'm just gonna take everything at face value. Just
That's the
gonna
best. Yeah. It is what it is.
I'm gonna demetaphor this movie and just be like, what is happening in front of me?
Yes, that's right.
But yeah, you do have a little bit of that thought. It's hard not to think about just a person losing their mind and imagining
Yeah.
all of these things. But the movie never gives you that reveal. I remember we did horror shorts a while back where like everyone in the town was a mannequin,
Right, right,
and
right.
there's a reveal as he's fighting these mannequins off that the last thing he sort of sees is like dead human bodies everywhere, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Uh-oh, you crazy son."
Hmm.
And we don't get that clarification here. It seems to be that there is a metal fetishist who has
It,
a
I think
viral
it
form of
is
metal.
exactly what it looks like.
Yep. Well, the businessman after this happens, like he is looking like it's more of his kind of modern dance thing from the beginning. He's in a
Yeah.
hall, kind of like thrashing about, and I think what's really evocative about this dance is that there's a lot in the hands, and it looks more like the hands are controlling him than he is in control of his
Ooh.
hands, which I
Oh,
thought
that's
was
cool.
interesting. But he peels back the sleeve of his jacket, and we see like the bulbous, metallic, organic matter
Yeah.
growing on his forearm.
And on his foot,
Yeah. Ugh.
like on his heel.
Yep. He does have these fever dreams, and he has a fever dream where his girlfriend has a giant metal snake dick,
Uh-huh.
and he is naked on all fours, and she sodomizes him
Yes.
with this. It's also like smoke coming out of this snake dick too. Like, is it a soldering? I don't know what's happening.
I think, I think you were almost there with Skimble Shanks. I think this is more Starlight Express than Cats.
They, yep, you're right. Well, he is Starlight Express, and
Yeah, yeah,
the
he's
metal
taken the
fetishist
Starlight
is Skimble
Express.
Shanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it is.
I'm sorry I don't know that show well enough to tell you which train he is.
No, but I love this Japanese adaptation of Starlight Express. It's great.
Amazing.
It's so good.
Amazing.
I
It's
love
going to
how
give
they
that
updated
German
the
one a
music.
run for its money.
Oh God. Um, but
But you
he,
realize,
yeah,
dream, that's a dream.
that's a
What?
dream.
That's so ridiculous. That would never happen. Until,
He wakes up and he goes to his mirror and is checking out that wound on his cheek, and he's like peeling at it.
yeah,
The man from Poltergeist, like just peeling
yes.
his whole face off. And she
What's
is,
going on in there, honey?
yeah, what's going on? And there's like blood splattering out of his face.
Nothing. I'm fine.
Then it cuts to the two of them having sex, and not just having sex, like the camera keeps turning a little bit. It's kind of unclear which way is up and which way is
Like when they're
down
on
for a
the
bit.
floor or the wall or the
Yeah.
ceiling.
And it's so animalistic, like the way he's on top of her and the way he's breathing and like biting at her, like not hard biting, but just it's so primal. It's
Yes.
really, really wild. But suddenly she breaks free from him, looking a little bit like, ouch.
Well, I think, is it that? Or is it like she touches one of his wounds and he gets all like, oh no, don't touch me.
Oh, it could
That's
be
how I
that.
interpreted it.
I oh oh yeah, I think you're right, because then this next scene is he makes her like breakfast, like sausage and eggs,
Yes.
and she's looking very sweaty, and she is
Yeah.
aggressively licking the sausage and biting
Yes.
at the fork. It's people putting metal things around their teeth is
Oh
real
yeah.
fucking upsetting.
Yeah. 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 She like scrapes the fork as it comes out of her mouth. But the sounds each time are the completely random industrial,
Hmm.
like, go to your car mechanic and just record getting an oil change or like having your car fixed. And that's the kind of sounds that sex makes
Yep.
in this world.
Um, she's embracing him, being like, "Don't ever leave me," but
Yeah.
he then pulls away, And what we see is he has a giant, like, not just a drill, but like it looks like a tunnel maker type of drill, like
Yes.
that conical drill bit.
Yeah. And it comes up, well, it comes up through his table.
There's sawdust flying everywhere.
And you're like, what is that? Oh, shit. That's
And
what
he
happens.
runs into his room and locks himself away. He's like, "You can't, I'm a monster. You can't, don't come in here." And she's so like, "No, you, please, what's going on in there?"
I
And
don't scare easily.
no.
I can take it.
And I believe her because this is a tough
Yeah.
scare that she experiences.
Yes. And
But
admittedly, so like she gets in there and he's got like a towel over his head and she's like, "Come on, baby. Just show me."
yeah, just show me. And she peels the towel off his head. His face is all kinds of like growth of aluminum foil wadded up and
Yes.
taped to his face, basically. And that drill dick comes back on, and she understandably screams.
Yeah.
She fights him off with the skillet he just cooked the eggs in.
Yeah.
She took that Lodge cast iron and went right
And
across the
just
face.
right on his face.
But so that there's this whole like fight sequence which is really interesting. So like I guess there's an aggression that takes over your body when you become metal.
Yeah.
Like a violence that you want to do, which I guess is from the metal fetishist. And he he takes the fork which is on the floor and he jams it into a power socket. Don't do
Jeffrey,
that at home.
the amount I was like, there are days
Uh-huh.
where I would love to just put the fork into the socket and sit on the floor and laugh, scream for like
That's how you get
5
all
full
your energy
minutes.
back. Yep.
Just 5 full minutes. Charge up, recharge, and then go back to whatever I was doing.
She
But she
okay,
gets the better of him.
she does. She actually manages
But
to get a knife into his neck between some pieces of metal.
but not before we get some like pretty leery, like his metal dick, drill dick gets real close
Mm-hmm.
to her under bits.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like this part kind of reminded me of some of our like Italian horror
Yeah.
filmmakers. You know,
Yes.
the sort of phallic image, like I'm going to show this big fat knife to you in order to get the most amount of scare out of you.
Yeah. So there's this whole thing where like when she finally stabs him in the neck, it's in the process of him chasing her around with the
Yeah.
metal drill dick. But he eventually collapses and she straddles his chest and leans over and kisses him passionately.
Uh-huh.
But then that drill turns back on and basically
Yeah.
shreds her. Now, I have a question here because I'm going to go into one of the moments where I'm going to read what Wikipedia says happens here.
Okay. All
And
right.
this took me by surprise because my interpretation was she was kissing him passionately and then suddenly the drill bit turned on and then like
Yeah.
just got her in the back and killed her.
Yeah.
What it says here, she stabs him in the neck, causing him to fall unconscious. The salaryman regains consciousness sometime later to find his girlfriend has him impaled herself on the drill, killing her.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
I don't either, although I guess what they're getting at is all of her passion for him. Because we do see a brief shot while she's kissing him that she is in front of where the
Yeah.
dick is.
Yeah.
She's like mid-chest. So it seems to be, the Wikipedia summary seems to be implying she's like, you know what? I'm no longer afraid of him. I can fuck
So I'm gonna
him?
drill, baby, drill.
I guess. Anyways, okay. I'm glad
It
you and I
seemed
are on the
less
same page
like,
there.
I don't agree with that. It does not seem like her choice.
No, it does not seem like her choice to get drill killed.
I do love the way they depict this drill kill, though,
Uh-huh.
because you don't see any of the penetration. You just see her, and then just like there's like a sheet or a curtain behind her, and that curtain becomes like spray gunned with blood.
Yeah. So we get more shots of the metal fetishes inside of the
Oh,
wiring.
he's just like clapping his hands. He's just doing the like jerk off motion, having a great old time.
There's a we get a flashback for him wherein he's at the doctor's office, and it kind of all happens on this like same way with when the woman discovers the block of the wad of metal
Yeah.
earlier. It looks like a videotape. It looks a
Hmm.
little fuzzy. Uh, it's kind of shot from below, which we sort of come to understand is the fetishist's
Like a point of view.
viewpoint. Yeah. But it's this older man examining him after his car accident, being like, you gotta, he's kind of not got the best bedside manner, this doctor, being like, well, what the fuck is this piece of metal in your head? Wow. Can't believe you're still alive. If you pull it out, you're gonna die. So you might as well just think of it as jewelry.
I didn't even know that that was a doctor. I thought that was just
Oh,
like a friend of
it could be
his.
that too.
That was like, because he starts off by saying like, "How did you even get here? I can't
Mm-hmm.
believe you even made it here." And there's a like this doctor is skeevy. Like
Yep.
like it seems real back alley shit. But he does. He says, "You've got a piece of metal in your head, and if you take it out, it'll kill you. So I hope you like wearing hats."
Yep. He even kind of says what kind of mad genius put this there,
Oh,
which made me wonder, like, we had already seen the fetishist inserting a metal rod into his
right.
leg earlier, and we don't see his face.
No.
And he is wearing a hat when we first see him from behind,
Yeah, yeah,
traveling through. So I do wonder if he had already done some metal work into his head.
Oh,
That
interesting.
this is unrelated from the car accident, that it's not the car accident that caused the metal thing. He was already becoming Iron Man,
I could see that.
and the car accident happened, and
Just like transferred.
it's the uncaring way in which they dispose of him
Mhm.
that creates this kind of revenge narrative.
Yeah, it is kind of a little bit of a Ju-on grudge
Yeah,
situation here.
yeah. Okay, so this is kind of our first time we're actually seeing this man, though. Like this Skimble Shanks or
Yeah.
Starlight Express. Don't know the characters from them. But
Mhm.
and we're seeing his runners, like his little cutouts of Olympic runners
Yeah.
again. Okay, so back at home, our businessman has placed his dead girlfriend into a bathtub and covered it with flowers and filled it up with water and covered it with flowers. He also is so metallic now. He's got a metal tube coming out of his mouth that he
Yes.
seems to be putting Caro syrup into her mouth.
He's kissing her.
Yeah.
He's kissing her goodbye.
Let's
Huh?
go with yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's
Yeah.
say yeah, that's
Yes.
totally what's happening, and then he is sucking the tube back into his own mouth.
Hmm.
Okay.
He's going,
Okay, good.
I love you, baby. I love my dead girlfriend.
Oh. Then the phone rings. And it is a voice. Again, I'm going to explain what we sort of know who this is, but this is the fetishist calling
Yes.
the businessman.
Yeah.
We kind of don't know yet, but he's like, he's like, I know all about you, die metal freak. You can't escape me. I'm coming for you.
And then his television turns on,
Hmm.
and it's the car kind of turning around a bend, coming towards him. And then this time I think it's this time we get a little extra piece of information, which is like from the street view, we see that kind of metal heart glob pustule
Uh-huh.
kind of quickly crawl across the asphalt. So like a
Uh-huh.
part of the metal fetishist got detached, and that's like your infecting body.
Yes. Yes.
But these two crazy kids, oh
Uh-huh.
my God. So it's all shot from like the low point of view of the metal fetishist who's been hit by this car. And the man, the Franz Kafka stand-in,
Uh-huh.
gets out of the car and his zipper is undone.
Uh-huh.
And he leans down and is like, "Are you okay, buddy?" And then the girl gets out of the car and you're like, "Oh shit. Oh, he was getting a blowjob and that's why this guy was killed. Oh yeah, he's gonna get grudged."
Yeah. Yep, you got grudged.
So next shot is them kind of like rolling, we don't see it because like we're watching from the fetishist point of view, but of them like high above in this natural setting.
Hmm.
And we're like, okay, some things are starting to connect here. So they hit this guy. He wasn't dead, and they just took him to a forest and just dumped his body.
Yep.
And then we're so overwhelmed with horniness,
Uh-huh.
they had to do it. And
Yeah,
she's all like, he's watching us.
oh my God. Um, so yeah, that's how we got to this place.
Hmm.
And Skimbleshanks is now fully in cat's makeup. His hair is
Oh
up
my
like the
God.
cat ears and the
He is
full.
literally, he is doing his makeup. Like eyes, lips, the hair, the whole thing.
Oh my God. He spent the morning watching YouTube tutorials and then he got
Yes,
on
he
the
did.
road and he stop motioned his way through the entire city. I
That's
love
it.
this because he also discovers at some point in time, or I don't know if he discovers it, but we discover that the fetishist has like telekinetic powers with
Yes.
metal. So he's a little Magneto-ish in that he can
It's a little
control
magnet.
metal.
It's also like it's metal. It's also like earth a bit. Like he can just yeah, it's like so as he's doing his stop motion travel through Tokyo, like bicycles crumple up,
Yeah.
metal cups crumple, so like he has this magnetic field around him.
Yeah. So he and it kind of gives us an indication of how his proximity to the businessman,
Yes.
because the businessman in his home, he starts seeing these like metal coffee cups crumple.
Yeah.
And
And
all
like
these like there's like little toy cars that are racing all over the floor.
yeah, and like pots and pans start sticking to the wall, and
Uh-huh.
then the businessman starts sticking to the wall.
Yes.
But the metal fetishist has flowers. He's like, this is the most inefficient TDF delivery service because he gets to Gregor Samsa's door and he like touches a water faucet and that like burbles into like a quicksilver kind of, like when metal meets chemical and it
Uh-huh.
goes all the way through the pipes up into the bathtub
Uh-huh.
and it infects the now dead girlfriend and reanimates her.
Yes.
So now she is a true zombie with a knife.
Yep. She's metal zombie.
And she makes it all the way to the man, but she doesn't kill him
Uh-uh.
because a fist bursts through her chest holding those flowers. And she dematerializes and rematerializes as Skimbleshanks.
This is such a weird, like, kind of final act of this movie where there's a lot going on here. Because one, you have the notion of the businessman and the fetishist both turning into metal
Yes.
are mortal enemies.
Yeah.
But there's also kind of a read on, like, they're in love, or the
Yeah.
fetishist is in love with him. So you got the mortal enemies revenge thing, you've got the love thing, and then you've also got this sense that maybe they are just one and the same, which is
Yeah.
kind of like the Monstroso Elizasu
Yeah.
from the Substance.
They didn't
This
respect
is
the balance.
it
Yeah.
does feel very much like the Substance has a very close tie to this movie.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
And
like you see a lot of it. Yeah,
yeah,
like between society and this movie for sure. I mean, the queer read on this movie is pretty intense. Like the second we realize that the businessman, his like scariest fantasy is getting penetrated by his girlfriend's
mm-hmm,
steam whistle dick.
mm-hmm,
And then he kills her. And then, we're kind of in this third act, which is like a battle sequence. Pretty, like, okay, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Here we go.
It's
Let's do
very
this.
Mighty Morphin. Yeah, it's very anime. Like, yeah! And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
things
yeah.
fly everywhere. Yeah.
Yes. But where it ends up is not.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so their boss battle, right? Tetsuo, or the businessman who is now mostly machine,
Yeah.
managed to escape, but he's kind of clunky and a little awkward.
Uh-huh.
And so he's doing his stop motion run through the streets. But the metal fetishist, he's kind of like a puck, like a mercurial, he's literally running laps, sort of tormenting this guy. But we get an interesting kind of flashback. He so the pipe in the very beginning, this sort of like this very particular sort of like ridged pipe that
Uh-huh.
he put into his leg, we get a flashback of uh presumably his father,
Uh-huh.
but someone who looks homeless,
Yes.
like I think it says a tramp
Tramp
in
is the credits.
the yeah, who's like starts beating the camera point of view from the
Uh-huh.
metal fetishist with this metal pipe. And as his adult voice is saying, no, 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 stop, 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 it turns into a child's voice.
Yes.
So we start to understand, we're like, okay, this is how the fetish began. But that is enough to take the metal fetishist kind of out of his chase. And he literally like stumbles and does a bonk on the head.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows the businessman to kind of like find refuge in a giant industrial assembly line kind of situation.
Yeah. So there in this battle, there's as the fetishist says to the businessman, he's like looking closely at the businessman and noting that he's not dead. Because
Yeah,
so many of these people can die, like the girlfriend, like the woman on
yeah.
the train,
Like
or on the
it's like, I'm
train at the train
surprised you made
station.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like, that's amazing. He's like, oh my God, soon your brain will turn to metal. So, God, let me show you a fantastic new world.
and we literally see, it's like a model train set, like a
Uh-huh.
huge model train set made out of like transistors. And you know what's interesting? So this is a personal sidebar. So my father was an electrical engineer, and he did a lot of stuff with ham radio. So like we
Hmm.
had a big radio tower and like wireless radio, and his whole thing. That was his thing for like the first 15 years of my life.
Hmm.
And so when everybody else was like asking their parents for like the Grayskull Castle from He-Man, like the sort of the play set,
Hmm.
we didn't get that in my family. I literally had a hollowed out radio receiver,
Uh-huh.
was my like Star Wars Rebel base.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was fascinated by this thing as a kid because it was like pretty large. Like I could carry it around, and it kind of served the same it had different levels. It had random wires coming out of it that, could be fucking anything.
Hmm.
I love this thing.
Amazing. Yeah, that's
So,
so good.
yeah.
Because it does have that, it definitely evokes that sense of spaceship in a kid's
Yeah.
imagination sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the sort of like weird like little cocoon shell thing of wires and shit that we watch it like break down his body, both of them.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
basically breaks them
Like
both down.
like we see the Iron Man, the businessman's like skull.
Yeah.
Like it takes all the flesh, like these wires take all the flesh off.
Yeah.
The skull,
That stop
the,
motion time lapse
yeah,
sort of look. Yeah.
the skull decomposes. And then finally it sort of recomposes again.
Uh-huh. I like going back to your like rebel base radio
Yeah.
radio shell and like just wires and things. There's and what with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers sort of reference, there is like a very like kids kid's imagination sort of quality to this film. The way in which they fight, the way in which just shit happens. Like, it is going back to his regression of like this memory of that man beating him with a pipe, and his voice saying "stop it" turns into a little kid's voice. Like, there is like something was stunted. Again, if we go with trauma narrative or whatever, but there's something stunted in this person. There's the whole vibe of this movie feels childlike, even though it's so violent.
And you know, and he does take the metal fetishist takes on this sort of Puck, mischievous fairy look and attitude, like a vengeful spirit, but with a trickster side. You know, it's not your classical Japanese ghost. It's not the like he's scary, but it's more like fantastic scary, rather than gothic, scary.
So in this kind of showdown, you know, the fetishist has basically the businessman fully like magnetized to a wall.
Oh yeah, he literally turns on the like, you know, like the giant
car magnet thing.
Car magnets that like, he turns that shit on telepathically. But he's like stuck the businessman to the wall. Like I don't know, like it's all like garbage bags, and it's like he's in a cocoon.
Yeah.
Like he's been like spiderized.
Yeah.
You know?
And he like pops off his hand. His hand comes out and falls off, and then there's the blowtorch we saw him with earlier, only this time it's a little bit more refined looking.
Part of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's basically saying, he's kind of giving the evil villain revenge narrative speech, the James Bond villain. He was like, you know, my first metal implant was already rusty, so that's why my body is so rusty. But your razor was stainless steel.
Yeah.
And then he's essentially saying, you had everything, I had nothing, fuck you, I'm going to finish you.
Yeah.
But from the businessman's like weird little shell comes all of these wires, and he grabs the fetishist, and they start becoming one.
And he just like pulls him right inside his body.
And the fetishist,
like, oh,
it's
did
like,
he win?
Oh, and the fetishist is like, wait, what are you doing? Don't you understand? You're going to have this horrible body your whole life. Like, if you take me...
Your future is metal.
Yeah. And he's like, you don't want this. You probably just prefer to be dead, actually. But yeah, you're going to be rusty and disgusting and everything if you take me in.
He's like, I'll give it a try.
I'll give it a try.
And he does. And it works for a minute. He seems like, whew, okay, got rid of him. But then, like,
Xenomorph?
Xenomorph, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, like, I think it's in 3 with, like, the Freddy head. Like, the kind of inchworm Freddy head that, like, swallows the girl.
Yeah.
It's like that. So it's like a head on a really long neck. It's a bit of Beetlejuice in the sandworm.
Yes.
And that's the metal fetishist sort of like trying to escape the collective.
Yeah. And it kind of comes back, and it's coming out of the main body and then coming back and attacking itself. And then at the end of this battle, we get some, not silence, but we get this swingy jazz music that played in the title credits at the beginning.
Yes.
And it's just two men, not metal, normal men, naked. Floating upside down in this darkness.
But their hands are kind of crystallized together, almost like, you know, like they've, like, you know, the old movies where they like you tie your hand together for a knife fight.
Yeah.
But it's been like, they've been connected, but they're doing this, like, talking about like movement, dance. They're doing a like mirroring exercise in which they're kind of moving as one, like mirroring each other's movements, but they look blissful. It has a very in utero feel.
I was gonna say they look like fetuses, floating. Not yet born sort of thing.
like in the fluid, and for the first time, it like they do not seem to be in anguish. And then check it out, they have assimilated.
They have, and I love this in all of the crazy sounds that are happening as you see coming out of the swingy jazz music, more industrial stuff, sounds of metal crunching and sounds of machinery as you see them kind of forming a thing. And then it just cuts to almost silence. It's just a suburban looking neighborhood. And you can actually hear the sound of traffic, which is really
Yeah,
interesting because we
yeah,
haven't heard. That's not nature, but it's like normal
yeah,
life.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And it's a gentle sound of traffic. And it
yeah.
just feels like, oh, one, they could be dead and this is just the world moving on.
Sure.
But no, here
No.
comes the emergence of giant monstroso Elizasu holding a
Yes, the
fucking
actual
gun.
Tetsuo.
Uh-huh.
Now, the shape of this thing. Okay, so he's now turned into a motorcycle with like 25 exhaust pipes.
Uh-huh.
The metal fetishist is kind of like down here, like sort of like, down near his belly. And the metal fetish is like, I've never felt so good in my whole life.
Uh-huh.
And the head, it's shaped like I mean, it is literally shaped like a giant mushroom dick.
Yeah.
And except he's got one hand that holds a machine gun.
Uh-huh.
And finally, his makeup is done crazy tight,
Yes.
sort of sticking out the head of the dick. But
And
they are like
down
a three. It's three raccoons in a metal trench coat.
I really love this last bit of dialogue here because we've got the face of the businessman is kind of low down this monster.
Oh, is that the businessman who's on the lowdown?
I thought
And
so.
you might be right.
I thought that was the fetishist up top, and I think that's the
Oh,
businessman down low. And he is saying
that
things
would make
like
sense.
he says the line on the page and what comes out of his
Yeah,
mouth is "Ah, I feel great."
yeah.
But how he says it is miserable. Like if you did not have super or subtitles,
Oh, sure.
there's no way you would know that's what he said because the
Yeah.
emotion delivered is he looks miserable. He's got like silver goo trickling out of his mouth and burbling
Oh,
up.
see, I interpreted it. I think he's in a state of ecstasy.
Oh, okay.
I think they have truly like the the gentleness of the unity in the
Mm.
amniotic fluid. I think that like he's been assimilated into the Borg, and he
Oh,
is like, and
interesting.
they are united. Like it's very like the what the pod people in Invasion of the Body Snatchers promised. Like you have all these crazy hard emotions and individuality. Don't you want to like set down that load and just
Yeah.
become man machine and you don't have to think for yourself and we'll all be one?
I definitely got that read. Like we are all
Yeah.
going to merge. We are all going to
Yeah.
become cyber connected. We're all going to become industry.
But I see what you're saying. I
Yeah.
see what you're saying with the look on his face. It is really similar to the Hellraiser, like when, like the face is like inside the spinning torture
Uh-huh.
device. So it's like, is it ecstasy? Is it pain?
Yeah.
Is it happiness? Is it despair?
Which I love
Is
that
it
it's hard to
all
know.
of those?
Uh-huh. And the what I presume is the fetishist at the top of
Okay.
this
That does make way more
metal
sense. Yeah.
blob. He says, let's go out, let's mutate the whole world into metal. Yes, let's do it. And he says, our love can destroy this whole fucking world.
Oh, I love it. I want that
And
on a t-shirt.
and then they zoom through the city.
That's it.
Our love can destroy this whole fucking world is a great line.
Right? It's like he also says, we will turn this city or we will turn the world to metal and like everything into rust. The
Yes.
dust of the universe will be rust or something like that. And I was like,
Huh.
ugh,
Yep.
amazing.
And then credits, and then there's like a post credits quick bit that is just like a static on like a digital static on a TV, and it just says "Boom, game over."
Game over.
The end. Shall we rate this movie, Cecil?
Yes, let's.
All right, let's start with approachability. If you are horror movie squeamish, I'm gonna give. On a scale of one, I do this on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being not at all approachable, 10 being you can easily approach this movie. I would give Tetsuo the Iron Man like 4 pieces of rebar out of 10. Like, I don't find it scary. It's gruesome though.
Yeah.
The black and white makes it feel a little less gory and a little bit more gloopy gloppy body horror. But it kind of does feel a little bit like an R-rated Nine Inch Nails video. It more than horror. I mean, this is definitely a horror movie classic in the realm of like Eraserhead,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
even
Oh,
a movie
it feels really like Eraserhead.
or even a psychological horror that we haven't covered for this show yet, but I would put it in horror is Darren Aronofsky's Pi.
Yes.
Feels like it's taken a lot from this
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
too.
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That one is more psychological horror, but it's intense.
But is that man machine
Yep.
not in control of your body?
Yeah,
And
it's
listen, all the trigger warnings for the sexual stuff.
yeah, the violent sexual assault. There's even an animal death. This poor cat
Oh, the
gets turned
cat!
into
we
a
forgot to
fucking
talk about the cat.
cat becomes part of the metal Borg. It's
Sure.
kind of sad and cute at the same time. Also, just content warning for just shaky cam. A lot of shaky cam in this
Oh
movie.
yeah, it's
Like,
a lot of flashing lights.
a lot of flashing stop motion stuff. But yeah, the whole movie is like the horror is that it's nihilistic, it's anarchic, it's gloopy gloppy. It's got really interesting like queer, satirical, and cyberpunk elements happening all throughout it too, which is really fascinating. But yeah, the sexual stuff kind of in the middle. The sexual assault stuff is the drill dick is a lot. But yeah, 4 out of 10 for approachability. To speak nothing of approachability, Cecil, how do you rate this as a horror film?
Like, what a cool fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, this movie is not for everybody. This movie is non-linear. If you enjoy the work of David Lynch, you'll probably enjoy this movie. But there's a sense of if you want somebody to hold your hand and say, this is what's happening, A leads to B, B leads to C, this is not the movie for you. But I think it's kind of amazing what they accomplish with props, with sound, with
Yeah.
lighting is so overwhelmingly claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And what could be cheap and schlocky in another filmmaker actually looks believable.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're like, there's one point where he's like tearing a piece off of his neck and it looks like latex.
Yeah.
You can tell it's latex. But it's like also the commitment from the actors and the way it's shot. You suspend that disbelief willingly. So for a movie that is so serious and so crazy and so bananas, but still has like some real visceral punch, I would say like 8 out of 10 Starlight Express reboots.
And I would also say that if you're really into kind of the body horror thing, I think this would be a really interesting pairing with Eraserhead visually.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a really great pairing thematically with The Substance. I think it'd be really visually totally different films.
Yeah.
But I think thematically they're doing some really fascinating stuff that kind of overlaps. Well, let's figure out what movie we are going to watch next. You've got a scare die. I've got a style die. We'll roll those up and see what movie matches those two things. Cecil, on your scare die, if you roll a 1, our next movie scare is a zombie. 2, it's a bad mom or bad dad. 20 straight weeks here. If you roll a 3, magic. 4, a wild card for our scare. 5, a werewolf. 6, toys and or dolls.
That's a 3.
We got magic right away. We can't seem to get rid of bad mom, bad dad, but
Nope.
we're going to clear magic right off of there. All right, we're going to match your magic with the style that I roll. If we roll a 1, it's got to be based on a book. 2, it's got to have a one-word title. 3, it's got to be schlocky. 4, it's got to be specifically from 1991. If it's a 5, it's got to be horror homework, essential viewing for horror fans. This one's been on for 21 weeks. If we roll
Yeah.
a 6, it's got to be an anthology film. All right, let's roll it up. 2, one word title, magic.
Oh, this has got some good ones on here.
Yeah, one word title is always that's always a fun one for horror
There's a
films.
lot of horror movies with one word titles.
Yes. And it could be really bad or really good. Like it runs the gamut. Usually if you get a 5-word title, that usually means bad news. But
But that means awesome movie is what you're
yes.
saying.
Yes. All right, we wrote down a few that we thought would match this die roll, but we also are at Random Horror 9 on Letterboxd, and you can go look at our lists, which we keep up to date with all of the possible die roll matchups, and you can leave comments and let us know what you think we've missed out on here. So we wrote down Warlock.
I love this movie.
I've never seen this movie. 1990s, early 90s, or 80s?
It's like late 80s,
Okay.
I want to say, but it's like, oh, wait. It's Julian Sands as the sexiest, evilest warlock, and Richard E. Grant
Oh,
as the sort of witch hunter, and they're both transported to like 1989 Los Angeles.
oh, okay. What was
But I remember
the
being all young and infatuated with Julian Sands
okay.
and Richard E. Grant in this movie. It's like just cheesy enough.
Uh-huh.
Just
Okay.
cheesy enough. Like there's a little bit of cheese to it, but it's still a good film, I think.
We've also got Witchboard, which sounds like a Ouija board sort of thing.
I've never seen this. They made so many Witchboard movies. And I know this was like prime viewing in like this 1986. This is like, oh my God, Tawny Katane. Tawny Katane is in
Oh my
this.
gosh.
So like it's so nice, but I've never seen any of the Witchboard series.
No, that's interesting. I mean, I've kind of heard of it, but I don't
Yeah.
know shit about it.
Yeah. I imagine
Yep,
Evil
it's
Ouija Board,
Evil
Summon a
Ouija
Demon
Board.
is probably my best guess.
Yeah. Beyond Tawny Katane, I am running short on names I recognize in
Yeah,
this film.
probably.
Okay, great. Fantastic. All right, so we also wrote down here's a couple of newer movies. Apostle. I have not seen this movie.
I've not seen this movie either. This one got a lot of really good reviews. Dan Stevens is quite the actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is kind of like 1905, dude chasing after a magic death cult.
Yeah. Pyewacket is another contemporary horror film
This
that
is
I've
Irish?
heard good things about. Is
Is
it?
it Irish?
It
I
is
don't know.
Canadian.
Oh, Canadian. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Seems very oh yeah, a frustrated, angry teenage girl awakens something in the woods when she naively performs an occult ritual to invoke a witch to kill her mother.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
Don't do
that's
that.
not good.
Don't stick forks in electrical sockets, and don't summon things to kill your family.
Sometimes you just need to recharge.
Wishmaster. This is a
Oh my God.
90s.
This is Wes Craven.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Is this a Wes Craven
no, it's not.
production?
It's not Wes Craven. It feels very Wes Craven to me. Essentially, evil genie
Okay.
grants your wishes, but not the way you want them to.
That's how genies be doing it, you know?
But it is like this movie is ridiculous and amazing.
There is a Russian classic, 1967 film about witches called VIY.
This looks so cool.
This looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I believe this is Russian, if I have that correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Soviet Union, yeah.
It's like kind of a man has to spend the night with a corpse to keep it from coming back to life, or
Great.
some very, very ancient superstitious witch vampire hybrid.
We also have Constantine.
Sure.
Sure.
Lots of magic going on there.
Yeah.
Lots of angels and demons and
And
spells
one
and stuff like that.
and a 2009 movie I've not heard of called Low, which I think you might have put on here.
Yeah. Why did I put this on here?
Well, it definitely has like some kind of a monster on
It's
the.
got a monster. It also has like some sort of love aspect to it.
Uh-huh.
Beyond that, unknown. I imagine like, careful the you know, love potion number nine
Yeah.
might summon a giant monster.
Yeah, love presents many challenges to couples, but none as daunting as the one Justin faces with his girlfriend April. That makes it sound like a rom-com.
Sure.
So, all
Sounds
right.
cute.
Sounds
It's a meet cute.
adorable.
It's a meet cute.
All right, so we also, like I said, have a Letterboxd account. So let's check out and see what the folks on Letterboxd following us had to say.
Quite a few people, Bugava Hugbaga and Max
Yes.
Bird, a couple of other people recommended Suspiria 2018,
Yes, yes.
which we have not watched for the show, if I got it
No,
right.
this was the movie we watched. We watched this but right before we started this show when we were doing
Right.
pandemic stuff for Night Vale's
Yes.
Patreon, and you and I
And
were
was
just
like, we're
watching
going to
horror
watch a
movies.
movie and talk about it.
We covered this and we covered like it's like a 25-minute long talk of this, and we had one for
Okay.
Evil Dead 2, but
Okay.
then later we were like, let's just do a podcast because that sounds fun.
Okay. So yes, so we would to do the full give it the full treatment.
Yes,
Tyler recommends Weapons,
of course. Yeah.
whether it's in the movie theater or streaming when we get here. Lyra Dendron recommends Disney's Twitches. Twin princesses of a magic realm get separated at birth in our world and eventually awaken their powers to save their home realm. Kind of a sun moon PG scare.
Good PG scares. Okay.
Okay, cute.
Twitches.
Twitches. Creepypasta recommends Azrael 2024. Religious magic plays a role in this nearly dialogue-less apocalyptic movie. A world where no one speaks, a devout female hunts down a young woman who has escaped her imprisonment. Recaptured by its ruthless leaders, Azrael is due to be sacrificed to pacify an ancient evil deep within the surrounding wilderness. Monstrum recommends Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
kind of magic-y.
I mean, they have a seance
Yeah. Yeah.
that, Handbook of the Recently Deceased. That's pretty
Yep.
magic. They're drawing doors with chalk.
Yeah.
Max Bird recommends Together.
I've wanted to see this. I did not see this in the
I've
theater.
seen this. It's good. It's pretty solid. A move to the countryside tests the limits of a couple's relationship, and a supernatural encounter begins an extreme transformation of their love, their lives, and their flesh. Samson Ceramic recommends Ragdoll from 1999. A teen uses black magic to avenge his grandmother's assault by thugs with unforeseen consequences. And their friend's dad, plays the Shadow Man in it. Oh, that's
Okay.
fun. King and Commenter recommends Impedagore from 2019. A woman returns to her family's home in order to sell her ancestral home, only to learn that they believe she is the key to undoing a curse laid by her father that would cause the village's children to be born without skin.
Oh, Jesus. This is a South Korean movie.
Yeah, so it's like, I think the curse is coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
Is the theme here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not. It was. It's South Korean, United States, and Indonesia, but I believe it's an Indonesian film.
Yes.
Even if
Yeah.
other countries were involved in the production.
Sandra recommends Hellbender.
Oh, I just watched this recently. Finally.
A mother-daughter metal band living in an isolated woodland home. Whose relationship is challenged when the daughter discovers the family's secret, a witchy secret. Low budget, great music, hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds awesome. Temi Silver recommends Veronica. A high school girl who serves as the primary caretaker of her three younger siblings tries to talk to the spirit of her recently deceased father using two of her friends and a Ouija board. She summons something that is not dad-shaped.
Ooh. Ooh.
Why not dad if dad-shaped?
It looks like a
Half
dad.
Price Horror recommends Oculus. Past and present blurred together for a brother and sister who attempt to prove that far from going insane, their parents were the victims of a sentient mirror that makes you see whatever it wants you to.
Okay.
I remember this is kind of like the Mike Flanagan, like, is on the map kind of movie. Like, so this movie was like there was a lot of horror movies that looked like this, but this one was like, oh, this movie's actually got some something going on. Ash recommends Frewaka. A young woman is a home care worker assigned to look after an elderly woman named Peg. Reluctant to be cared for, Peg shows signs of superstitious behavior, as well as a belief that preternatural entities have abducted her in the past. Yikes.
Yikes. This
Irish
is,
folklore,
yep,
Catholic
Irish.
trauma, magic with a K, a real unsung gem on Shudder,
Okay.
they say. Selmert recommends Medium, 1985, 1930s Poland, a
Ooh,
group of seemingly random people being controlled by a powerful medium trying to complete a mysterious ritual. Classic of Polish horror cinema that they would very much recommend seeing. It's available on YouTube with English subtitles.
huh. Huh.
Knife Princess recommends Thelma. They just say Thelma is gay. It's beautiful, and there's a college student trying to understand her gay ass powers. This movie changed their life. Also, an idea for a style, uh, also for an existential scare. Oh, Fifth Hammer. Oh my God, how did I not think of this? Nightbreed.
Oh, sure.
Nightbreed. Boone is drawn to a mythical place for monsters known as Midian. Oh my God, fucking Midian. However, his psychiatrist, who happens to also be a mass serial murderer, frames him for his own dirty deeds. This movie is the tits. And then this one is kind of magic. I'd buy it. Night Captive recommends Phenomena. Dario Argento directed, starring Jennifer Connelly. A young girl who has amazing ability to communicate with insects is transferred to an exclusive Swiss boarding school where her unusual capability might help solve a string of murders. It's
Nice.
kind of magic. It's also kind of like it's more telekinesis-y rather
Yeah.
than magic with a K to me, but we'll allow it.
I haven't been in a rush to watch Phenomena, just because it's Argento, which means it's the general consensus is kind of, eh, but
Yeah.
Argento is capable of such brilliant things, but inconsistent, I guess.
Yeah,
But
this movie it's very up and down.
But it was funny, you and I guested on the podcast You Are Good, where we talked about demons. But Alex Steed, one of the co-hosts of
I
that
know
show,
he's like Phenomena's like his favorite fucking movie.
and so now I'm like, well, now I need to watch this fucking movie. I got to know what Alex knows.
I I
Okay,
agree. I don't know if Phenomena's the movie, the role fits the role, fits
it
the
doesn't
brief.
sound like magic is its deal.
She's more like Firestarter, but with bugs, you know?
Yeah. All right. So, what is standing out to you,
Oh, goodness
Cecil?
gracious. I forgot about Nightbreed.
Uh huh.
It is it is pretty magic-y, but it's a lot of monsters.
Okay.
A lot of monsters. I think with magic with a K, Warlock,
Hmm.
Witchboard, Wishmaster, if we want something kind of a little more on the like fun romp kind of side, or Apostle or Pyewacket if we want sort of modern, like you want to actually fucking be scared
Yeah.
movies, or V if we want a horror homework classic.
Yeah. I was kind of drawn to V and even that Polish film Medium.
I know that does sound good too.
Kind of interested in that. Those are both horror homeworky sorts of things. I think also for uh kind of doing some foreign film work too is Impetigore,
Yeah. Oh
Indonesian
yeah.
film.
Yeah.
We haven't done much, if anything, from Indonesia, so
Yeah.
that could be really, really curious. As far as like what you were saying, Warlock and Wishmaster both sound really fun. Uh,
Like they're more
Pyewacket
action
Apostle, yeah,
oriented.
yeah. Um, Sandra brought up Hellbender, which on
Oh,
on
Hellbender.
on
Yeah.
Letterboxd, which I
I've
think
not
is
seen it, but it looks interesting.
it's like in the spirit of a truly independent film, which we just came off of an independent
Sure,
film
sure, sure,
in
sure.
Tetsuo. I think it's really incredible what they're doing. I think it's a really great modern horror.
I think we have enough good contenders that we should roll for it.
All right, let's do this draft style. You want to say one, I'll say
Okay.
another, and
Okay.
we'll go from there. So you pick us number one.
Number one, Apostle.
I'm gonna say Vi.
Okay. Warlock.
Oh yes. I'm gonna say. Hmm. I'm gonna say let's. I'm gonna put Hellbender on there.
Okay. All right, this is my final pick. Final pick. Oh, I
We've
can't decide if I
got
want to go
two
like.
moderns, a classic foreign, and kind of an 80s 90s fun movie in Warlock.
I'm going to say medium.
Ooh, nice. I want to pick something. We've got two foreign must watches. We've got
Mhm.
kind of two contemporary. One of those is indie. So let's keep it. Let's put another kind of like fun 90s ish one. I'm gonna put Wishmaster on there
Yes.
or Witchboard.
Oh, I don't know.
You know what?
Both of us have never seen Witchboard.
I'm gonna put Witchboard on there, not
Okay.
Wishmaster. I'm gonna
Like
put
Wishmaster is a ton of fun. The special effects are fun, but yeah, let's watch something we've not seen before.
Okay. So if we roll up, we're gonna roll these up and randomly select from one, Apostle, two, Vi, three, Warlock, four, Hellbender, five, Medium, or six, Witchboard. My turn?
I think roll that die. Roll that dice. Shake that cup.
That is a five. We're gonna watch Medium, suggested to us
shit.
by who suggested
Selmert.
Selmert. That's so interesting. So they gave us a link. I'm gonna pull this up now. I see a 1 hour and 29-minute clip called Medium 1985 with English subtitles. What if I jump ahead in the movie just to find a spot?
Just to make sure.
Yep, there's some English subtitles, and that sounds Polish to me. So I'm so curious about this. I'd never heard of this. And I love the spirit of a random horror show.
Right, here we go. We just bypassed all the obvious choices and we're like, I don't know, what about this movie you can only watch on YouTube?
Thanks, Selmert. That's very exciting. All right, well, thank you all for listening. Thank you for your contributions on Letterboxd, and thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. If you have thoughts on Tetsuo, the Iron Man, or ideas for other movies that would have been good magic one-word title horror films, let us know. We're at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Patreon. And our Patreon public discussion threads for every episode, you don't got to be a paying member to participate in those. So watch Medium 1985 on YouTube, link in the show notes here. Watch that with us this week and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no one attacking you with a pile of wires on the Q train platform or nothing. Boo.
Boo!